Today, I'm gonna give you 10 reasons you should not retire abroad. That's right. I'm basically talking you out of palm trees, fresh seafood, and living for half the price. But stick around, because by the end of this list, you might just realize you're actually the perfect candidate to pack your bags. Welcome to Away with Joe. I'm Joe Burrows, and I'm living my dream retirement. Slow traveling through Southeast Asia, camera in hand, scuba diving the turquoise waters, and chasing adventures I used to only dream about. But here's the truth. This isn't luck. This is design. I built this life the same way I used to build products in my career, with planning, strategy, and a clear roadmap. And now I want to show you how to do the same. Before we dive in, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. It helps more than you know. And it doesn't cost, well, anything. It's just hit like, hit like, subscribe, maybe the bell, like, subscribe, bell. Reason number 1, you hate change. If trying a new dish or not knowing what every sign says sends you into a panic, life abroad might feel like one big anxiety attack. But if you see it as an adventure, you'll do just fine.
Reason number 2, you can't live without familiar brands. If the absence of Target or Olive Garden makes you sweat, then yeah, maybe stay home. Although honestly, when was the last time you actually went to Olive Garden?
I mean, breadsticks aren't really a lifestyle. Reason 3, you don't like meeting new people. Retiring abroad often means building a whole new circle of friends. If that sounds exhausting, well, it might not be your thing.
Me, I've met a lot of good friends during my travels so far, and I look forward to making new friends along the way.
I do still keep in touch with my friends back home via video chats, texts, and often sending each other ridiculous memes. I don't know about you, but my friends have never really been defined by where I live. For example, I'd rather make friends with strangers abroad than talk politics with my neighbor again. Reason number 4, you're afraid of healthcare outside the US. If you think the only place to get quality healthcare is the United States, that's like saying the only place to get a good burger is McDonald's. Which brings me to a quick word from today's sponsor, McCoy's Smokehouse and Saloon in Charlotte, North Carolina. Unlike McDonald's, McCoy's is the real deal. Barbecue, southern sides, and hospitality you just don't get on the dollar menu. If you're anywhere near Charlotte, treat yourself to McCoy's.
Because life is too short for bad barbecue. Reason number 5, you're deeply attached to stuff. If your happiness depends on keeping 3 cars, every tool you've ever owned, and your aunt's, grandmother's, hairdresser's, antique furniture, then downsizing for life abroad will feel painful. Retiring overseas often means living lighter, but most folks discover that less stuff equals more freedom.
Reason number 6, you struggle with simple technology. Living abroad without being able to video call, order groceries, or pay bills online is a bit like trying to fish without a hook. It's possible, but you might look silly standing there waving a stick.
Luckily, none of this is hard. if you can post a picture on Facebook or watch a movie on a streaming service, you will be more than fine.
Reason number 7, you can't handle paperwork or bureaucracy. Visas, permits, and banking abroad all come with red tape. If paperwork makes you break out in hives, you might want to think twice. But hey, if you survived filing taxes in the US, congratulations, you're more than qualified to retire abroad. Reason 8, you expect everything to work just like it does back home. If you think things should run exactly as they do in America or in Europe, prepare for disappointment. Overseas, sometimes the internet goes out. Sometimes the plumber shows up a couple of days late. Sometimes the plumber is also your internet guy. It's all part of the charm. Reason number 9, you're not ready for a simpler lifestyle. Not everywhere has drive-thrus or giant big box stores. If you need constant convenience and excess, some places will feel too slow. But if you can adapt, you may discover you never needed 5 brands of ketchup anyway. Reason number 10, you want absolute certainty before taking the leap. If you need every detail locked in, retiring abroad will scare you to death. Because no matter how much you plan, surprises will come. The good news? Some of those surprises are the best part of the whole experience. So there you have it, 10 reasons not to retire abroad. And if you listened closely, you might have realized those reasons don't apply to you. If you've got an adventurous spirit and at least a modest retirement fund, you're probably a lot more prepared than you think. Big thanks again to McCoy Smokehouse and Saloon in Charlotte, North Carolina. Go get that barbecue and tell them you heard about it on Away with Joe. If you got value out of this, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and who knows, one day we might be swapping retirement stories over a plate of pulled pork. Until then, keep dreaming, keep planning, and maybe keep an eye out for cheap flights.